Hey guys, MaliciousCompliance here, and today I'm hopping back into r/MaliciousCompliance for day number 6. And first things first, I want to show an image. I found this here, pedestrian walkway. Let's check out this image and see how dumb it is. Okay. Where's the malicious compliance in this? Oh, that's so perfect. 5 people walking over the car, and the guy's just like, "I'm sorry for stopping in the walkway. I'm gonna back up." This is perfect. Okay, let's start on the first story. I demand to be put in a seat that is able to recline. A few years ago, I was on a flight from LA to Singapore. Takes 16 plus hours. I'm a tall dude, around 6'3" or 190 centimeters, so I don't fit very well in economy class seats. On most planes, my knees are often very close or right up against the seat in front of me. This makes it impossible for the person in front of me to recline their seat, which usually isn't a problem once the person in front of me sees how cramped I am in those tiny seats. However, for this particular flight, the man in front of me was not having it. He tried to recline his seat, but couldn't because my legs were there. He turns around and sees what's happening and asks me something along the lines of, "Do you mind letting me put my seat back?" I respond with, "I wish I could, but I physically can't. I'll do my best to give you as much space as I can, but it won't be much." At this point, he starts to get angry and starts pushing as hard as he can back on his seat. Needless to say, this was not particularly pleasant for me. I ask him to please stop, and he says, "I'll stop when I can put my seat back." I decide I'll just wait him out. He'll eventually get tired. After about 10 to 15 minutes of this, he calls a flight attendant over and proceeds to demand a new seat. The flight attendant tells him there are no available seats and he'll have to deal with it. He demands to speak to the pilot. Yep. So the flight attendant goes up front to talk to the cockpit. Keep in mind that throughout this, he is still pressing with all his might against my knees, with only short breaks to yell at the flight attendant. After a couple of minutes, the co-pilot, he wanted to speak to the pilot and wasn't happy about this, comes back and tries to explain to the man that he can't change seats because there's no other coach seats free. The man continues to demand a seat that is able to recline, give me an upgrade, this is unacceptable, making a scene, etc. The co-pilot finally gives in and says, while looking at the man, "Sir, would you like to sit up in business class?" The man stands up and finally mutters something similar to "fucking finally," to which the co-pilot responds, "Sir, sit down. I wasn't talking to you." He turns to me and repeats, "How would you like a seat in business class?" I have, to this day, never seen someone as furious as the man as I walked past him to my new business class seat with free drinks. That's what happens when you complain about the seating and someone having really long legs. You gotta either just put up with it for the flight, or this will happen. My appointment was cancelled for being 5 minutes late. I guess I have to reschedule. This happened about 4 years ago when I got a summer job at my university. The job was working for professors that I had worked with before, and they asked me last minute to teach a work job to 9th and 10th graders. So with less than 2 weeks before the camp starts, I have a bunch of paperwork to do first, including clearances that say I can work with kids. One of these is an official FBI check for which they need my fingerprints. Well, I needed to do the physical fingerprinting right away in order to get the result in time. Luckily, I was able to book a fingerprinting appointment for that Friday, booked 24 hours in advance, as required. Which would be just barely enough time to get the result. That Friday, I catch the subway to campus, and it's atrociously slow. I'll admit, I should have planned for this. The subway here is always behind. Anyway, I end up slightly late getting to the campus, so I literally run to the police station and enter the front room at exactly 5 minutes after my appointment time. I know this because as I sat through the door, I felt my phone buzz with what turned out to be a "Your appointment has been cancelled" email. I speak to the security/cop behind bulletproof glass inside, and I learned the appointment was cancelled after he checked my confirmation number. Apparently they are automatically cancelled if you're not checked in within 5 minutes. Obviously this is outrageous, but I'm usually a patient guy. I asked if I can book a new appointment. That's no good since it would have to be Monday or later. So I grab a coffee from across the street and return to sit inside the police station to try to solve this with some Googling, while I slip into a more and more frantic state of frustration. I can't find anywhere in the city that can fingerprint me before Monday. But here's what really pushed me over the edge. While I'm sitting there, at this point, 30 minutes past my appointment time, someone else comes in for fingerprints. She shows up 5 minutes early. They take her in immediately, and she's out before her appointment was even scheduled to begin. The entire thing took about two minutes. I point out to the cop behind the glass, as politely as I can, that clearly someone could see me right now because her appointment is already over. Why can't I have the current slot? But the cop insists that since my appointment was cancelled, my registration info was no longer in the system, and I can't be seen today. That's when the idea comes to me, and I confirm with him that showing up early is not a problem because they would have my appointment and registration info in their system. You see where I'm going with this. So I quietly sit back down and take out my phone. 10 minutes later, I calmly approach him again and say, "Hello, I have a new appointment to be fingerprinted. I'm about 72 hours early. I have never seen such an exasperated sigh in my life." But he checked my new confirmation number and everything was in order. Within 10 minutes, I was walking back out after being fingerprinted. TLDR, appointment was automatically cancelled because I was 5 minutes late. I can't go in now because my registration info is not in the system. But I can make an appointment for Monday and show up 72 hours early. Talk about dumb. Okay, one last story. Okay, I'll let you know every time I use my trash can. I've never met someone that said, "Oh good," in HOA. We all have trash cans, but the sight of them offends the delicate eyes of some, so I complied with the new rule of no seeing bins from the street. I find a notice of my bins being out, which is surprising because I'm the only one who touches the cans, and I know I'm 100% compliant. I call in and ask why I got the notice. The full description says, "Bins in driveway with lids off." I asked if this happened to be a Tuesday, and sure enough it was. Wednesday is pickup, and I was doing my weekly cleaning. I was fucking using them. I calmly explained through gritted teeth. "Oh, okay, I'll remove the notice. Great. But how do I prevent this from happening again? I guess notify us? Alright, I said I'll notify you every time I'm using my trash cans. That won't be necessary. Clearly it is. That was 5 Tuesdays ago. Today, I once again called promptly at 10 o'clock and let Alan know that I was about to use my trash cans. You know what, Mr. Enderman? I'm just going to put a hold on any trash can that notices for you. Hey, that would be swell, Alan. That would be swell. Just like, oh, 10 a.m. Time to go, Alan. that would be just fun. Just like, oh, Tuesday, 10 a.m. Hey, yeah, I'm about to use my bins. The first comment even says, wait, you called them at 10 every Tuesday for 6 weeks straight? Yep. That's basically what he did. Okay, and that's going to be it for this particular episode. Links will be in the description to this channel and my main channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. A ding, a ding. Let me know in the comments below if you're enjoying this idea. I'm almost at a full week at this point, like on pre-recording this stuff, of course. But I'm gonna be doing this for a lot longer. Anyways, I'm the Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist out.